Hi everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist, and we're finally getting around to, well, I'm finally getting around to making something from this gorgeous kit that I've had in my shop. I only have a few left, and I've been excited to make something with this kit. I'm going to be doing a tutorial from start to finish. We're going to make a complete junk journal, including the covers. I'm going to show you, I'm thinking I'm going to show you a little bit of a different sewing style than most people do. Everybody kind of does the figure eight or the Coptic stitch, and I'm thinking of doing something else for the cover. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to be making this with you as I go along. So you can purchase the kit from my shop. Like I said, there are only a few left, and I do still have some bonus tools available, some antiquing tools. Let me get those out. Some fun antiquing tools that everybody can get for free that I'm throwing in. There's still a few of those left. And I wanted to get to this sooner, but I've had so many orders that I've been trying to get out. I still have 2 orders, but I thought, you know, I just really need to I really need to get this kit going. So you can purchase the kit from my shop, or you can just follow along with your own supplies. I haven't seen any other video series that show you the entire process from start to finish, and I do feel, I'm not bragging, but I do feel that my techniques are a little different than a lot of people because I'm a bookmaker, and so there are going to be some interesting things that I'm going to throw in along the way. So hi to everybody who's watching, and thank you for all your support and being with me. And let's just get started with this kit. I'm not going to show you everything that's in it because I've already done videos about that. But the 2 things we're going to do today, we're just going to work a little bit on the cover. So in your kit, one of the things you have is the chipboard is already cut down for you. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and I like that size because when you take a regular, let's see here, when you take a regular piece of paper, I shouldn't show that, that's a custom order. I don't want to show their address. When you take a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, let me make sure nothing's going to show here, and you fold it in half, okay, it fits. It's the same size as your cover. So it just needs to be cut down just a little bit, but it's the easiest way. I'm kind of gearing this towards beginners, but there are going to be some advanced techniques in here as well that you advanced folks can pick out. So that's why I did this size, because if you want to do your first digital download kit and print it, or just use copy paper that you've tea stained or something like that, this size is perfect for that. So today what I'm going to do is a couple of things. I included, I think I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. Sorry, give me just a second. This is all on my computer, so there's a little bit of clicking to zoom out. There, I think that's going to be a little better. There. Okay. So what my plan is, tentatively, because this is all subject to change. Like I said, I'm creating this as I go along. I'm going to cover the chipboard in canvas. Then this is my favorite part that I'm so excited about, and I'm hoping we're going to get to this today. In the kit, you also get these rub-on transfers from Architectures. You see the name there, Architectures. This is the same company. This is a Seven Gypsies company. Comes from Canvas Corp. It's also the same company that makes the Glimmer Mist that is in your kit. The color in your kit is cornbread. They didn't have any more of this beautiful pink color, which is what I wanted. There's mica in here, which makes it rather sparkly, and they were having trouble getting the mica. So, but the cornbread is beautiful. I just don't have one in front of me right now. It's a nice, like, pearlescent color. So anyway, it's the same company that provided a lot of the items in the kit. I worked with them to put a portion of the kit together, and they were really great to work with. But this I love. Back to this. I digress. First of all, the packaging is gorgeous and totally can be used in a project. Look at, whoops, upside down. Look, you know, even the packaging is useful. Both sides. But what you do with this, and this is a huge sheet, you're going to be able to use this for way more than just this project, believe me. I mean, you're going to be able to use this for probably 100 projects. But it's this huge sheet, which I can't get on camera. It's, let's see, 23 inches by about 20 inches. It's huge. This is transfer paper, and we are going to try transferring onto this canvas, and that's going to be our cover. So that's what I'm hoping to get through today. Let's go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions, I'm watching the chat, so go ahead and pose any questions that you might have. That's what this is for. And let me know who's watching too. As I've said before, on YouTube, when I do YouTube, they don't, I can't tell who's watching. Did any of you purchase the kit? Now, the one thing that I did, this was the first time working with Canvas Corp, and I should have gotten a bigger piece of canvas. So it's going to be a little tight getting both of these on here, but we can do it. So what we're going to do first is glue these down like so. Okay, make sure that you have enough of a border around both pieces of chipboard that you can wrap it around, and leave this piece down here, because if I end up covering the spine with canvas, you're gonna want this extra piece. So it's really simple. Use any kind of glue you want. Doesn't really matter as long as it can hold chipboard and canvas, and most adhesives are going to go ahead and do that. Be able to do that. Right now I have this just regular Elmer's Craft Bond glue, and it's almost out. I'm just trying to get rid of this so that I can open my new, I bought a new tacky glue, the Aleene's tacky glue, which I think I prefer now over this, so I'm just getting rid of the rest of this. But I've already experimented, and this works just fine. And I think I'm going to take it off of autofocus. That looks like it could make you seasick. Done. Okay. So just put on as much glue as you can. I was going to joke and call this naked crafting today because but I was afraid of all the responses I would get. You know, you put yourself out there on social media, you have to be careful, but it's so hot here in Maine right now. It's 95 with something like 70% humidity. I am dying. So I was planning on showing my face for this video, but I decided not to because I am a hot mess and I barely have any clothes on. So today is naked crafting. What do you think of that? We're just not used to the heat here. We're used to the cold. This is why I moved back to Maine from Arizona, because I was dying out in Arizona. But it'll pass. But it's been 3 days of 90+ weather, and you add that humidity on, and it's just, you're just drenched. And you know what? I also didn't check to see what time the 4th of July parade was going by, because it goes right by my house. And I hope that that doesn't happen when I'm in the middle of the video, or I'll be competing with drums and tubas and cymbals and stuff. So I just use my brayer just to make sure it's stuck on there really nicely. We'll just do the second one. So what's everybody doing today? Probably lots of barbecues. I'm staying indoors next to my fan. We have an air conditioner, but we lost the remote control and it keeps kicking out. It keeps kicking off. There's something wrong with, we can't get it to, it has a timer on it, and I think it's set to like 6 hours. So every 6 hours it turns off. And I hope we locate the remote control. We had a bunch of construction done this winter, and everything that was stored in the basement was just everywhere, and who knows where that little remote control is. Okay. That's simple enough, right? And I've got my hibiscus tea today from Plum Deluxe. You know, I always talk about them. I love that company. And I'm making it into iced tea. I'm in their Tea of the Month club. And obviously it's too hot for hot tea. So now I'm just going to use my rotary trimmer and trim away. Just cut these in two. Oh, don't do what I just did. That was stupid. Sorry. I wasn't thinking. Cut this bottom piece off first so that you end up with this. Okay? Cut the bottom off first. That's what happens when you're doing this, creating on the fly here. I make mistakes. I'm leaving about a little more than 1/4 of an inch around the edges. If I had ordered a bigger piece of canvas, I typically like a 1/2 inch to fold over, but this is going to be perfectly fine. This will work. And I'll just use this for something, I'm sure. Okay. Looks like it's on there nice. At first, the glue kind of comes through, but that's okay. It comes through the canvas. You can see the squigglies there, but that dries really nicely, and you can't even see that. You can't see that once it dries. So now we need to fold these over. And what I like to do is just, you can miter the corner like this, but leave quite a bit of space there. The trick with canvas is getting a nice fold so that your corner stays at a 90-degree angle, stays nice and neat. Excuse me. So you can do that, but what I prefer to do is just cut it like this. See what I did? And then I trim it down after I've folded it over. But you can do it either way. Oops, I put my glue away. Whoops. And whenever I'm affixing a book cover, I like to do the long end first. And as you go along, it takes a few minutes for it to stay on the chipboard. You have to wait for the adhesive to kind of soak into the canvas a little bit before it will stay down on its own, or it'll keep popping up on you. So just push it down so that that adhesive comes through. And let's do the other long edge. So this is going to be a whole series. On YouTube, there are a lot of flip-throughs of people's junk journals. There are a lot of bits and pieces for junk journals, tutorials on different parts of the process, but I haven't seen any videos. That's not to say there aren't any, but there doesn't seem to be many videos where you're talked through the whole process from start to finish and in order. And so that was my plan for you, because there are a lot of people, I see comments all the time. We have there's a Facebook group that I started called Papercraft Fan Club. And there's a lot of people that say they're kind of afraid to start a junk journal. They really want to do it, but they don't know where to start. And it can be overwhelming until you do your first one, and then you just go crazy after your first one. The first one's the roughest. And so I really wanted to do a sequence of videos in order, so that you can just follow along. You can start and stop, you can go back and review, but they're going to be numbered so you'll know which one goes at which time, you know, what order to watch them in. It's going to be organized, nice and organized. And if you even want to take it a step further, go and buy one of the kits that's in the link below and make the same exact book. I really find that that's the easiest thing to do, is to start with a kit. And then after that, you can really use that as a jumping off point. So this is meant to be a series for all levels, because like I said, I'm going to introduce probably some new techniques based off of my experience with bookmaking. Let's see, I'm just going to cut, so I'm just going to cut this so that it matches the one below. Okay. Otherwise there'll be too much material sticking out. Oh, might as well do that here too. I missed one.